doing? What are you doing, kid? I gotta record a video. Alright, everyone. So, where the hell did I leave off last time? Continue campaign, United States, 1902. So, shouldn't we be doing the, what is it, Pennsylvania class? Right about now? Let's see. Come on, Cass. Here. Please don't tear up my curtains. I'll open them for you so you can be outside. There you go. Okay. Let's see. These are all commissioning. Okay, that's good. We got USS Virginia and the rest of her class. And we've got USS Connecticut and the rest of her class. Okay, and that's what, like 11 battleships? Status. Main class battleship, Missouri. Ah, yes. Okay, so these we're also building. For a second there, I thought that was the other main, the one that I renamed. Yeah, we are going to be working on cruisers now. Okay, so ship designs, new designs. When do we start working on the Mississippi again? I was going to wait for a little bit. I know that. Mississippi, then there's the South Carolina, yep. Let's see. You've seen this before, so I'm not going to transfer over, but over to the other screen, but I just need to see it for myself again because it's been, what, a week? A little less than a week, yeah. Laid down 2 years from now, okay? What about the previous class? The Connecticut. When were they laid down? 1 to 2 years from now. And the Virginias? This year. And last year for one of them, but this year mostly. Okay. So the Virginias should be here. But the other two... Connecticut... laid down 1 to 2 years ago, so we'll do 2 years. 1 to 2 to 3 years. Okay. The Mississippi... as well. Yeah, we'll lay them all down in 1904. And we'll pause the construction on the Connecticut's. And then the South Carolinas come 2 years after that. Okay, so... let's pause the... let's go out. Virginia, Connecticut, Mississippi. Where did the Maine come in? Ah, the Maine came before the Virginias, so Maine... they were laid down years ago, okay. Like, 3 to 2 years ago, okay. So those stay in construction. The Virginias stay in construction, right? Yes, and then after the Virginias come the Connecticut's, and those start 2 years from now. And then the South Carolinas then the Mississippi also start 2 years from now, with the South Carolinas coming in afterwards. So, Maine, Connecticut's suspend. Now that's going to change the time because now we're under the budget in terms of capacity. But what we can do is do the new designs and build the ships that were under construction during this time, that were laid down during this time. The Pennsylvanias were laid down last year and this year. Before them came the Brooklyns, right? Yes. And then after the Pennsylvanias came the Tennessees, which were laid down when? Scrolling. Next year and the year after that. Huh. But then you have the St. Louis class. Which came this year as well. 3 of them. Okay. 3 St. Louis class came this year. Pennsylvania class came this year and last year. Tennessee class came next year as well as 1905. So I'll just lay them out all down next year. Excuse me, and hopefully... excuse me, jeez. Hopefully, through all of that, I will be able to... Let's see, what hull is that? Looks like this one is the most appropriate. 15,000 tons, what the hell? Full load. Oh my god. What exactly is the year? I'm an idiot. I should have been putting that on priority, putting cruisers on priority. Because of this. Let's see. Research. What do I get in 2 months? Light cruisers? Okay, what about the St. Louis? St. Louis was 11,000. So we can do the St. Louis then. We can lay those down this year. And I'll do that to get them next month. And that'll give us some more time on this. And what year? January of 1902. Building. Crew training. Yeah, not so good. Let's see. How many months do we have on this before we run out of funds completely? 984175700 divided by 19629500. 50 months. Okay, we're good then. And tech budget, yep. Transports, okay. How's my relationship with Spain? Let's increase tension. Because fuck them, they didn't give me the historical territory, and I want that. For now, let's resume... Actually, let's do the light cruisers first before we resume construction on those. New design. Chichesters, they were built 1905, okay. And this hull, right, not that one, not that one, not that one. Alright, wait. This will be a CL. Do I have... No. Okay, so then it's going to be a CA then. That's fine. Let's see. St. Louis had 11,000 on full load. So let's reduce that. And whoa. Does it say her range? Speed 22 knots. Propulsion, complement, armament 14 6-inch 50 caliber Mark 6 guns. 14 6-inch 50 caliber Mark 8 guns on the Milwaukee. 18 3-inch 50 caliber guns, 20 3-pounder gun, or 12 3-pounder guns, 8 1-pounder RF guns, rapid fire guns, and 2 30 caliber Lewis machine guns. Okay. Negative 10. Negative 12. Negative 13. Okay, that's just fine. Let's do that. Auxiliary. Of course, they're gonna be triple expansion. Yep. I suppose I'll bother with that one. Anti-torp, reinforced bulkhead, Citadel. Let's do Krupp. Wait. Armor. The armor of these ships was similar in arrangement to an armored cruiser, although significantly lighter compared to the concurrent Pennsylvania class. Harvey armor was used. Okay, Harvey armor. A 4-inch waterline belt that covered only the machinery spaces was augmented by a 4-inch upper belt protecting the casemate. Okay, so... four-inch upper belt. I'm wondering, because this is certainly the belt, this area right here. And no, you can't actually see the change. Some ships, you will absolutely be able to see the change in armor. This one you clearly can't. I'm wondering if this is part of the superstructure or part of the belt. If that's part of the superstructure, which this isn't very clear on, it seems like that's telling me that it's all belt right there. Then I need to make the superstructure 4-inch as well. The protective deck was 3 inches on the slope sides and at the ends, and 2 inches in the flat middle. Okay. Lead with the flat middle, please. The conning tower was 5 inches. There we go. We're at 53 armor. Okay, general. 53 armor. Apply. Refits. Just refits to the guns. Armor. Engineering. Armament. The armament of these ships was very similar to that of the concurrent-built Pennsylvania-class armored cruisers, minus the 8-inch turret guns and the torpedo tubes. The main armament was 14 6-inch 50 caliber Mark 6 guns, Mark 8 in Milwaukee, mounted 1 each fore and aft, with the remainder in casemates along the sides. Okay. Let's try and make this ship as light as we can possibly make it by putting these closer together. I don't know how much weight we're going to be able to play with here. We can turn these into 6-inch guns. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. That's 14 5-inch guns just there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let's get rid of those. 1, 2. That's 12, that's 14, okay. Then, to make these uniform, sort of, let's actually... Never mind. Can't go lower than this, okay. The large secondary armament intended to combat torpedo boats included 18 3-inch 76mm 50 caliber rapid-fire guns and 12 3-pounder 1.9mm inches, rapid-fire guns, 4 1-pounder 1.5 automatic guns, 8 1-pounder 37mm rapid-fire guns, and 2 .30 cal machine guns. Okay. So... Okay, so we're going to need to move these, unfortunately. Because I don't like those firing arcs. I love a shit with a crap ton of guns, but I don't like those firing arcs. Those firing arcs are crap. And that should be like where all the secondary and tertiary armament goes, but they also had like, what the fuck do you call these openings? They also had those openings in places like this, and this, like, they had them all over. Let's, only the cage mast, huh? Okay, well, I suppose that's what we get for not designing this in the past when we could have. Let's just go with it. And this. It's 3, there were 4 of them. This. Go. Then comes are you kidding me? Okay, good. That's 6 of those. And it had the large secondary armament intended to combat torpedo boats included 18. Oh god. 18 3-inch. There is totally enough room for that. What the fuck? Seven, 3, what? we go. 8, okay. Okay, it just doesn't like being placed there, I see. It doesn't like being placed there at all. So let's do this instead. That makes 6, 10. Silence. These things had no armor on them because they were just guns. They didn't actually have any barbettes or anything like that. They were just guns, so those are going to be knocked out easily. Let's do 4 inches on those because that's how much protection they had from the hull. And 4 inches on those as well. Wait. What caliber were they? 50 caliber. 44 caliber. And then these 39 caliber. 3-inch guns. That's 30 caliber right there. And they were 50 caliber as well. I wish I could place them here, but I can't. Let's see. Can't. That's 12. That seems to be the best that I can do here. And it looks as if I can freely mess with those gun angles without too much trouble. Let's induce the boilers. Get a little extra range out of that. Hydraulic, Harvey. No, standard ratio increased. Excuse me. Base fuse. Can't. Black powder or gun cotton. White powder or ballastite? Ballastite it is. Enhanced. Luxury liner. Jeez. And I'm sure that I can't do anything with these. Yeah. What if I do this? And then did this? No. I could put them on these turrets. I don't like that. What if... Could I... No. Yes. Yes. least heavy. Well, okay then. This will be the Saint... Come on. Louis... Louis. St. Louis class. There we go. Is there anything else that I can do for this ship? I can increase the deck armor, I suppose. Good. Increase the belt. Do my best to protect it against 3-inch shells. No, that's not going to do it. 2-inch is going to have to do for the extended belt. Alright. Unfortunately, missing out on a crap ton of guns, but she's already a 5-inch, or 6-inch rather, monster. So let's exit this constructor and put 3 of them into the queue, and we'll see what build ship, new design, build ship, build. Let's see, the Connecticuts are suspended, and if I suspend these, that's not going to change anything. Okay, so Connecticuts resume. Two more turns. Good. Good long while for those. You can extend those build periods. January. Anything else? Torpedo boats? Didn't we already go through all of the torpedo boats? Blakely. Milks. Yep. Sherbrooke. Okay, yep, we went through all of the torpedo boats. What about the other ones? The Bainbridge torpedo boat destroyers. Ah, they will be commissioned next year. And this year, okay. And after the Bainbridge came the Truxton. After the Truxton came the Smith. Okay. Do we still have the torpedo boat destroyer? We probably still have the torpedo boat, considering. Please load. Thank you. Torpedo boat destroyer. Alright, yep. Truxton looks more like the torpedo boat. But we'll make him a torpedo boat destroyer. This year and next year. Yeah, let's make them this year. And let's capture the window. Bainbridge class, there we go. Here we go, and do... Okay. So, 420 long tons, 640 tons, full load. coal-fired Thornycroft boilers, 2 vertical triple expansion, 29 knots capacity. Coal fuel. That's like half of her tonnage. Jeez. Armament, 2 3-inch 50 caliber guns, 5 6-pounder 2.2-inch guns, 2 18-inch torpedo tubes, 4 torpedoes. At 420 long tons normal displacement, the Bainbridges were twice as big as most previous torpedo boats. The extra displacement was used for a greatly increased gun armament and a sufficient engineering plant to rival the torpedo boats in speed. The torpedo armament remained at 2 18-inch torpedo tubes, although the torpedo boat's mission was being transferred to the destroyer. Apparently, increased gun armament was more important to the designers than increased torpedo armament. The gun armament of 2 3-inch 50 caliber guns and 5 6-pounder 2-inch guns. Didn't it say 2.2-inch guns earlier? Yeah. It's inconsistent. Was a great increase over the 4 6-pounder guns of the torpedo boat Farragut. It reflected a desire to quickly disable torpedo boats before they could get within range of friendly battleships. So they acted more as screens than attack boats. Future destroyer classes included progressive increases in armament. The class was equipped with 1 or 2 depth charge racks during World War I for the anti-submarine mission. Engineering, service, origins, and then subclasses. First 5 vessels, Bainbridge, Berry, Chauncey, Dale, and Decatur, shared a raised forecastle and had 2 widely spaced pairs of funnels. Hopkins and Hull had a turtle deck forward, and may be considered to be Hopkins class. These had their 2 single torpedo tubes replaced by 2 twin torpedo tubes during World War I. Total torpedoes remained at 4. Lawrence and McDonnell had a turtleback forward. 4 river boilers carried their funnels in only one group of 4 and may be considered to be Lawrence class. In 1906, 2 additional 6-pounder guns were substituted for the 2 3-inch guns to save weight. Paul Jones, Perry, and Preble carried 1 twin torpedo tube instead of 2 singles, beginning in World War I, and may be considered to be Paul Jones class. Stewart was equipped with Seabury boilers and was the fastest of the 400-tonners on trials at 29.7 knots, but her trial displacement of 444 long tons is described as unrealistically light. Weird. Okay, so I'm going to interpret all of that as a refit later in life. From 2 2x1 torpedo tubes to 2x2 torpedo tubes. I have 2x2 torpedo tubes right now. Cool. Okay. Let's go back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Come on, there we go. And let's start. Bainbridge. Class Destroyer. No, let's do USS Bainbridge DD-1. Images. Aha. Okay, let me show you these images, because they don't seem to tell me much. We can see that there's a gun here, and that there's a gun here on a raised level. I can't tell where the torpedoes are. This freaking, like, what would that be called? Canvas? Gets in the way. This is too grainy, and it also has the canvas. More canvas. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Model. USS Bainbridge, DD-1. Awesome, because it's a historical ship. Our first DD. They made a model of it. Okay, so 1 and 2. 1, 2, and then I suppose... Ah ha 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 ha. There's the 2-inch armament? Yes, the 2.2-inch armament. And it had 5 of those. Where are the other 3? I think there's 2 of them here. Ah, there's 2 of them here. Or is that 1? Is that 2 and then 1? I think that's 2 and then 1. Oh, there's 1. There's 1. And then there, so that's 2 right there. 1 on this side, 1 on the other side. There's 1 on this side and 1 on this side. That means there's 1 other hiding about. I had 5 of those 6-pounders. I have no clue where that 5th one is, but let's get back to this. So, we have a... Let's see. It was this, but it was up here, and we can't place it up there. Let's just do this, and take... Three inches, okay. Cool. There we go, and then the 2.2s. Okay, and let's grab this funnel. And the model says this. No, okay. Which means that this needs to go at the very rear with another 3-inch gun at the rear, so let's move this. Come on, there we go. 3-inch gun. There we go. And can I? No. Damn it. Mines. And it had 18. I can't do 18, so let's do that. Max range and speed was excuse me, 640. No, 64 tons. Draft down 640 tons. There we go. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Cool. 640. That's 540. 640. I place that again. So, what we can do is zero that out. How many more tons does this need to become like that? It becomes like that at around 6 95, 94. Okay, so let's decrease this all the way down. Okay. 640. Copy. Do. Whoops. Do. Nope, that don't work. Okay. So, negative 14.5. Nope. Negative 15 entirely. Okay. And then... that. And that. And... that. And... this. With this. Here, on that, this goes over here. Let's flip this around to give it more room. There we go. Can I move that out of the way? No, let's move this forward then. And so instead of facing outward, they're facing inward because I can't fit them anywhere else. And I suppose I'll just put this fifth one here. But that looks to be pretty good. Let's do steam. We can keep it at natural. Let's do full. What was its speed? I asked that earlier and then I never set the speed. Let's do 29. And how many torpedoes do we have in storage? Excuse me. Tell us here. Ammo 2 of 2. Ammo 3 of 3. Ammo 1 of 1. Okay, this is standard then. .5 meters, geez. Increased, do as much damage, do as much damage to lower targets, and do as much damage as I can to higher targets with the cat. And then increase ammo, ballastite, gun cotton. Yeah, let's go gun cotton. Enhanced reload because we can. Nope, let's not do fast. Don't have to do any of that. These were 50 cal, and these were 54 cal, so let's just up them. Okay. Does this give us any extra range? It does. Yeah, and then this will be the bridge. Destroyer, there we go. And we will order 13 of these, okay? Very interesting design. And I really like that I'm actually able to get the size. What was her actual length? Length 250 feet versus 349. but that looks like it's a little bit upscaled, but the same length, I suppose. Let's do this. There we go. And then I can do this just to okay. Save design. Exit. 13 of those. And then moving on to the Truxtons, that will be DD-14. USS Truxton. DD-14. Whoa, these things had service during World War II? Okay, that's definitely gonna be read, but for now, yes, I can read it now. Let's get the beam bridges under construction. 13. San Francisco, there's RCA, there we go. USS St. Louis. C-20. USS Milwaukee. C-21. Let's organize this by type because I am curious. We got 2, 3, 6. USS New Orleans. USS Charleston. C-22. Okay, what happened to the first Charleston? Oh, she got beached, didn't she? Charleston grounded on Guinapac Rocks, about 10 miles east by south of Chimana Island, north of, on November 2nd, 1899, wrecked beyond salvage. Okay, yep. Which means I should rename this San Francisco, San Diego, Seattle, Portland, Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Norfolk, Wilmington, Charleston, Tampa, Miami, Pensacola, Guantanamo Bay. Let's see. What should I name this? Madison? Madison, maybe? Savannah, maybe? Savannah, Georgia? Maybe another city in South Carolina, just like Charleston? Ooh, Georgetown looks like a cool one. Yeah, let's do Georgetown. Okay. Was the Atlanta renamed? No, was the Chicago renamed or reclassified? Reclassified CA14, CL14, XL15. XL? No, IX. The first USS Newark C1 was yada 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 yada. Okay, why do we have such a large gap then in cruisers and hull numbers? Is it because I'm stupid? Pennsylvania class was renamed in 1912 through 1920 to free their names for new battleships. They were given the designation CA Armored Cruiser on the 17th of July 1920 with the U.S. Navy's adoption of the hull number system. So these three don't get hull numbers. They are... Wait. Those three... But what about the Chicago? The Chicago got one. Oh, that was only later when it was redesignated a CA and then CL. Okay. So, Chicago, Georgetown, the Newark was sunk, right? Let's organize this by class. Atlanta, Baltimore, C3, Brooklyn, ACR3, Georgetown, C2, USS Chicago. Yep, okay. Where's C2? Oh, there's Newark. I thought she was sunk. Where's C3 then? C2, C3, C4, C5, C1, C6, C7, C8, C9, C10, C11, C12, C13, C14, 15, 17. Do we have a 16? No, it seems 16 was sunk. 17, 18. We don't have a 19. Didn't we have 5 Denvers at first? We lost a Denver. I know we lost like 2 light cruisers. It seems like that's what we lost then. 16 and 19. Then 20, 21, 22. Those are the St. Louis, Milwaukee, and Charleston. Okay, so we haven't skipped anything. I thought there was a big skip. Seemed like it to me. Pennsylvania. And those were classified as ACR. Okay. And these have... not very good, but serviceable range. CECA, Cincinnati, Dolphin, Philadelphia, Elaine. And then I can fill those out with torpedo boats when I get a chance. Torpedo boats. What? Goldsboro and Stringham, right? Oh, those are still being... Okay. All of which means that I can go back to the Bain... No, I need to name the Bainbridges. Okay. Bainbridge. USS Bainbridge. DD-1. Green Bay. Oh, that's Truxton. Whoops. Deleted the Bainbridge. Let's get that back and let's start naming. USS Barry. USS Barry. DD-2. Elephant. USS Chauncey. DD-3. USS Dale. DD-4. USS Decatur. here, DD-5. USS Hopkins, DD-6. USS Hull, DD-7. USS Lawrence. That is how it's spelled, right? Lawrence. Yep. DD-8. Then USS McDonough. Come on. DD-9. USS Jones. DD-10. USS Perry. DD-11. USS Rebel. DD-12. Gertrude. No. USS Stewart. DD-13. There we go. And where are all these main bridges going to spawn? They have, what, like 800? Or not 800, 8,000 range? View. We gave them like 7,000 range, right? A little more than 7,000. Yeah, just a little bit more than 7,000, okay? Which means what? Those, these yikes. And these yikes. This is what? That's nothing. I guess those are commissioning, and those are commissioning, okay. So, I'm gonna put them over here. I figure that I can probably take those and distribute them up in Alaska and Seattle. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 ports, so 2 per port. Right? That's 8 divided by 2, yep, or divided by 4, it is 2, yep. And then these, I figure I'll just distribute along the coast. With 8 there, I will have another 5, which I can place in Norfolk. Okay. Bainbridge, select port. Philadelphia, no. Norfolk, no. San Francisco, yes. San Diego, yes. Norfolk. Where are you? You're up, aren't you? Boston, Philadelphia, New York, Norfolk. There we go. And then you... Alert, alert, alert. I fucked up. There we go. You can go down into Tampa. I'll decide what to do with you later. There we go. And then the Truxtons, which are in a trio. I probably should have put that one in Philadelphia and then used the Truxtons to fill out Philadelphia. Smiths. How many were there? Smith, Lamson, Preston, Flosser, and Reed. They were laid down 1908. Okay. So after these Truxtons, basically no more. For a while, at the very least. Now, let's go and look at the information for the Truxtons. So, 2 3-inchers, 6, okay, so one more than last. And then two 18-inch torpedo tubes. With 4 torpedoes. The as-built torpedo armament was 2 18-inch torpedo tubes with 4 torpedoes. The gun armament was 2 3-inch 50 caliber guns and 6 6-pounder 2.2-inch guns. During World War I, the class was equipped with 1 or 2 depth charge racks for the convoy escort mission. Also during World War I, sorry if I said World War II earlier, the single torpedo tubes were replaced with 2 twin torpedo tubes on Truxton and Worden, with the number of torpedoes remaining at 4. Whipple was modified with 1 twin torpedo tube mount and 4 torpedoes at this time. So that's the armament. Of course, they don't have any armor to speak of. And they were 615 at full load, so interesting. 44,000. The hell? It seems like their full load was less than the other one. But we are still going. Let's do 615. It's decreased beam, decreased draft. 615. Range is shit. They were capable of 30 knots. I am tempted to just make the range a hell of a lot better. Too many ships with a range of... too many ships with a range of 4,000. I need longer range ships. Then again, if they're going to go down in, what was it, Pennsylvania? Where Tampa and Miami is, in the Gulf of Mexico, then they won't need that much range for where they're supposed to be operating, so perhaps not. Pictures. Are there models? Oh dear Lord. There's another DD named Truxton. DD 229. Okay, well, whatever. We can do what is basically the same layout as the last one. Standard funnel. Ugh. Ooh. Nice! I can use glitches. Those borders are shit anyway. Fuck those borders. I hate them. Let's do this. Then... side guns. Can I get another pair? No. Oh, I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this. I don't want to fuck around anymore with this crap. 615, there we go. Oh no! 640. Extra range, 640. There we go, okay. And then triple expansion. Nice, nice. Nice, awesome, okay. Tapped. Max damage, heavy. Increased, increased. Cotton. Excuse me. Damage. Okay, Truxton. A little bit farther ranged because we got more draft. Damn it. Because these are farther ranged, these should be going in San Francisco. I shouldn't have placed them there just yet. Now I'm gonna have to do some frickin' shenanigans. I suppose. Because I can't reassign the damn deck cards! Which is bullshit. I should be able to reassign them, but I can't. This Bainbridge is gonna be deployed in Tampa for eternity. When I could have placed it in San Diego or Pensacola, not Pennsylvania, Pensacola. Damn it. Want to build, and Truxton can go fucking San Francisco, and then 3 of those that are being built in San Francisco are going to have to go all the way over to the other side of the map. Hopefully by the time that happens, Will it? No, that opens in like 1914, doesn't it? Oh, we only have CAs here. Baltimore, Chicago, why? CA. 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 God damn it. I'm losing track of where I'm putting everything. Oh, also. USS Truxton DD 14. Whipple and Warden. USS Whipple and 15 and USS Warden DD 16. There we go. Status. Main 7 months. Okay. Jeez, we're well over. Okay. I don't think that I can survive that long because that. Oh my god. Yeah, that's not happening. So. Status. Connecticut. Suspend. What does that do? Virginia, Maine, St. Louis, Truxton, Bainbridge. Wow. Okay, I'm over. Okay, I'm cool with that. Maines are going in San Francisco. There's the Virginia that's going to San Francisco. 2 of them. There's 2 Virginias going to San Diego. 1 Virginia going to Norfolk. The fuck? Why so many? Man. Alright. Let's go! I'm gonna pause it, and I'll be back when something interesting happens. Like when I research something or otherwise. Like this! Light cruiser! Yay. Conquered. Spain. Defeat. Politics. I can't do that, but... excuse me. Let's see, what nation has a colonial empire that's close to me? Aside from Spain. France has these. Does Britain still have them? Yes, Britain still has some. So let's... Do we really want to be picking a fight with France though? Oh. Only 6 BBs? 26 CAs. What do I have? 60. They have 100. Okay. I don't think that I want to be picking a fight with them. Spain and Japan would be more on my level. How the fuck does China have a better fleet? Or sorry, not better. I have more tonnage than them. And my power rating is a lot better than theirs. France has a 92% power rating. Advanced, very advanced, average, very advanced, very behind, average, very behind, advanced, very behind, average, okay. Research got this. Cruisers. Going to need 15,000 ton heavy cruiser. 16. I want to try and get it this year. Alright. Pausing recording. I'll be back. Hawaii's new leader was found to support armed terrorists who disrupt the regional trade networks of the United States, increasing the tension between the two countries. The United States government decided to launch a swift military operation to occupy Hawaii, replace the local government, and pacify the region for the coming years. A task force of at least 8,195 total tonnage is needed to support the invading force. Do you support this action? Yes. Capacity, weight 60, yep. That's going to go. Awesome. Do I have Guam? Where's Guam? Saipan, Ghana. Yes, there we go. We have Guam. Okay, good. Just need the Philippines, this, and Cuba. I suppose I could take Cuba, but that's going to, need a revolution or something in order to be historical. I'm not going to be going historical, though. I want to make a great American empire in this game. Let's see, we're July, which means that we need to do that again. Politics, we need to increase tension again. I think we're commissioning. Yeah, we're commissioning Bainbridges and the Truxtons. I believe. Where are the Truxtons? Class. Oh wait. Class. Truxton will take another month. We are commissioning the mains. Oh, they're already commissioned and waiting in San Francisco. Other than that, I do believe we are good. We've got the Virginias going to be completed in 9 months. St. Louis's in 8. Connecticut's are, of course, still suspended. Virginia, Nebraska, Virginia's, St. Louis. Alright, yep. And then the research, we're getting our way up there. We've gone through the research that you saw and another one aside from that, both light cruiser tonnage. And we're trying to make our way up to the heavy cruiser tonnage. And that's it. That's all I've got for you guys. Okay. It is May of 1903. Our research is about to... excuse me. Get rid of all of our current battleship hulls. It's about to obsolete all the darn things. So this is going to be our last chance this month to construct the not the Connecticut, the Mississippi class. Which means that we need to look at them. Look at them all. Mississippi. There we go. Okay. That's what she looked like. All these pictures are what she looked like. Now, we can see in all these pictures, this is the forecastle deck going all the way across, which means that she has a lower deck that the main gun sits on. So that's what we are going to be doing. That's the hull that we're going to be using. Aside from that, 2 smokestacks, 2 towers as usual. These are obviously going to be 2 8-inch guns on the side there. And we'll see what the rest of the armament in those casemates are, but this is a little bit more obvious of a picture. Let's see, 13.2 tons, 1,000 tons, 8 7-inches, okay, interesting. Let's go and enter in those characteristics as best we can. Nope. This one, yes. Now, something cool that I've discovered about these ships is that you get 3, and most of the time it's like, okay, well, I may get 3, but I can only place 2. But this hull, this, which I find amazing. But we're not going to do that. Let's see. We got this one. Which we'll place there. And then we'll place this one there. Back to the pictures. Okay, yep. This was like all the way up against there, but we can't do that. So what we can do is this. They were pretty close together. Then no, the space is about this much. So let's closer, and then the gun goes immediately forward of that. Looks like we are a bit too long though, so let's go 13. No cats! No cat. Go ahead. Okay. 13, 20, let's do that. 17 knots. Triple expansion. Steam engines, let's induce them. 13,200. Okay, good. That shortened it. Shortened the hull pretty good, but that's still not short enough. Can we increase the beam and the draft enough? Let's see. 5, 0, 15, 10, 8, 6, 4, 3, 3.5, 3.4, 3.3, 1.2. Close enough. Alright. That's gonna give us a bunch of range. Does this have an actual rain estimate? No, just the speed. Okay, well that means we can play with the range. This will be the Mississippi. Double P? Yes. P. Not triple P. Mississippi. There we go. And then do purpose. In the early 20th century, the U.S. Navy was growing rapidly. The U.S. Navy commissioned its first battleships in 1895, and by the middle of the next decade, excuse me, Jane's fighting ships ranked its battle line second only to the British Navy. However, this rapid growth was not universally supported either within the government or within the Navy. Compromises between powerful groups were frequently necessary to get funding. The Mississippi-class ships were designed to meet Congressional and Naval Department objectives of reducing the escalating costs of new battleships, the quantity, size, and cost of which had increased dramatically over the first 2 decades of U.S. battleship production. A division occurred among U.S. Navy planners in the early years of the 20th century over whether to have technically superior ships or many less expensive ones, with President Theodore Roosevelt among those supporting the former and Admiral of the Navy George Dewey, along with Captain Alfred Thayer Mahan, supporting the latter approach. It was whether to have technology superior or many less expensive ones. Former superior ships, and the Admiral, along with the Captain Alfred Thayer Mahan, supporting the latter approach. Many less expensive ones. The 1903 naval budget effected a compromise, but by calling for 5 ships, 3 more ships of the 16,000 long tons Connecticut class, and 2 ships of a new, less expensive class of about 3,000 long tons, with the design still to be determined. The ships that became the Mississippi class were intended to serve as the modern equivalent of the 19th century third-rate ship of the line, offering what was thought to be an efficient compromise between sailing ability, speed handling, firepower, and cost. This concept had formed the backbone of the sailing battle fleets of the previous century, but trends in the early 20th century naval strategies were making the third-rate concept obsolete. Prevailing strategies called for a constant battle line of first-rate units. Design. The Mississippi class. Let me pull up the wiki instead of just doing what I have been doing. The Mississippi class were battleships of the last pre-Dreadnought U.S. battleship class to be designed. However, New Hampshire, the last ship of the prior Connecticut class design, was authorized and completed after these ships. Therefore, it was the last U.S. pre-Dreadnought ship to be built. While Congress had authorized 3 vessels in the 13,000 long ton range, the design was not specified in the 1903 naval budget. 3 approaches were initially considered: a scaled-down version of the preceding 16,000 long ton Connecticut class, 5 of which had been approved with the 1902 and 1903 budgets. A scaled-up version of the 12,500 long ton Maine class, an 1898 design, 3 of which were commissioned from 1902 to 1904, and a completely new design which might incorporate new ideas and technology. Interesting adaptations were considered for new designs, and weight savings technology could allow increased efficiencies to be achieved from the older Maine class design, which was closest to the weight goal. As with most U.S. naval designs, coal storage and engine efficiency were more important than in European designs. U.S. ships might have to fight far from their home shores, especially in the Pacific. Even in the Caribbean, U.S. forces might be farther from their coaling stations than a European power with colonial bases. Draft was a concern since the since the southern U.S. harbors tended to have shallow entrances, and some proponents felt that all ships should be able to egress all major harbors. Beams were typically limited by the width of dry docks. Armament. In 1903, differing concepts of the ultimate combination of guns were available, with many ideas based on various experiences and interpretations from recent naval battles, war games, and other experimentation. Recent U.S. battleship designs had included primary guns, intermediate guns, secondary guns, and tertiary guns, which were typical in the pre-Dreadnought configuration. In 1890, the U.S. Navy had pioneered the use of 8-inch intermediate guns with the Indiana class, but had in 1890, you mean the 1890s? Because the Indiana class was only developed in the late 1890s, not 1890. But had not used these consistently in their previous designs because opinions and experiences varied. The quantity of guns, armor, ordnance, and design was changing rapidly, so experience could quickly become irrelevant. Combat experience in the Spanish-American War had shown the value of many smaller guns at close range, where the larger guns had been inaccurate. In the Russo-Japanese War of 1904 through 1905, just 6 years later, decisive effects were obtained at long ranges, well beyond the effective limits of 8-inch 200mm ordnance. However, by this point, the designs were established for the Mississippi class, and the keels had already been laid down. Main batteries, recent American designs had continued to include large primary batteries of either 12-inch 305mm or 13-inch 330mm guns, along with several intermediate 8-inch guns for faster fire in closer combat with armored vessels. The lighter intermediate guns were considered valuable for penetrating upper-level armor, where the heavy guns were more effective on the main belt and heavy turrets. The former were likely to diminish the fighting ability of the opponent, while the latter were more likely to sink her. Earlier, U.S. battleships had used 13-inch guns with black powder propellant. The 1898 design of the main class used more powerful but smaller 12-inch guns using smokeless powder, giving a greater velocity and flatter trajectory. The 12-inch rifles available in the 1904 had a range of 9,000 yards, 8,200 meters, about double the range of black powder main armament used in the Spanish-American War. These were considered an excellent compromise between weight and firepower, since limitations in gunnery control made longer-range guns impractical. The contemporary consideration was not whether to go larger, but whether to go with more. In 1902, naval officers, with backing of President Theodore Roosevelt, began to develop superior firepower or fire control techniques and equipment. The development of better spotting and range finders led to improvements in range, capacity, and accuracy. At the same time, superior training and systems significantly reduced the time required to load and fire the large guns from 3 minutes to 1 minute. Intermediate 8-inch guns had been discontinued in 1896 with the Illinois class. But based on experience in the Spanish-American War in 1898, 8-inch 45 caliber guns were reinstated in the Virginia class and continued in the Connecticut class. Typically, these were carried in 2-gun turrets, but the placement of the turrets had been inconsistent in prior designs. In 2 prior designs, the turrets for the 8-inch guns were superimposed over the turrets for the 12/13-inch guns, see Virginia and Kearsarge classes. Some designers felt that 8-inch guns were redundant to the faster-firing 7-inch 45 caliber guns carried in casemates. Others argued that increases in the rate of fire and accuracy of the 12-inch guns eliminated the need for any smaller guns in the main battery. Secondary batteries. In 1903, secondary batteries were typically considered to be a combination of torpedo defense against smaller boats armed with torpedoes, such as torpedo boats or destroyers, and weapons to attack the lightly armored upper structures of capital ships. Recent US warships had mounted a combination of a few 7-inch or 6-inch guns and many smaller guns in the 2-inch to 3-inch range. The larger of these guns were typically protected in casemates, and the smaller ones open on the deck or in lightly protected casemates. A fast-firing 7-inch 45 caliber gun had been adopted with the previous battleship class to replace earlier 6-inch guns. These brought a significant improvement in ballistics, expanding the potential beyond torpedo defense, but came with drawbacks. Various opinions on the best combination of guns existed. All 8-inch guns are all 8-inch, all 7-inch, or a mix. Though considered to be quick-firing, the propellant for 7-inch guns was loaded in bags, making them slower than contemporary 6-inch guns. The Navy considered these to be excellent for the intended role. However, in World War I, North Atlantic convoy duty and disadvantages in seakeeping outweighed the utility. They were removed from battleships remaining in U.S. service in 1918. Beginning with the main class vessels commissioned in 1902, the 3-inch 45 caliber was used on most U.S. battleships as an anti-torpedo boat weapon. These and smaller weapons are frequently referred to as tertiary guns. This role was filled back to the earliest U.S. battleships, including the Texas and the 1st Maine, by the 6-pounder 2.2-inch. The role was filled back to the earliest U.S. battleships, including the Texas and the 1st Maine, by the 6-pounder 2.2-inch gun. Most 3-inch guns were removed from the U.S. battleships before combat operations in World War I. Competing designs, final design. In the end, these ships were built with main batteries identical to the Connecticut class, while reducing by 4 guns the secondary 7-inch battery, omitting 8 of the tertiary 3-inch guns, and sacrificing 2 torpedo tubes. Subsequent designs would eliminate the 7-inch batteries completely, and most of the 3-inch guns were removed from other battleships before combat in World War I. So in this respect, the design did not suffer by comparing forward. The main battery consisted of 4 12-inch 45 caliber guns, meaning that the gun is 45 times as long as it is in diameter. These were considered quick-firing guns and were arranged in 2 twin turrets, one forward and one to the rear of the main superstructure. The 8-inch 45 caliber guns were arranged in 4 twin turrets outboard of the main superstructure on each side of the ship. The remaining 8 7-inch 45 caliber guns were distributed, 4 per side, in casemates on the side of the ship below the main deck. The remaining 8 7-inch guns were distributed 4 per side. Ooh, that's going to leave me a lot of room for the 4 3-inch 50 caliber guns that were mounted in the upper casemates on the main deck, 2 per side behind 2 inches of armor plating. Another 2, 1 per side, were mounted in blister casemates on the gun deck near the bow. The remaining 8 guns were on open mounts on the upper deck, the bridge, and other deck spaces. 2 submerged torpedo tubes were fitted on the broadside near the bow of the ships. Okay. Let's see. This is like the smallest I can get it without... Okay, so... Let's see. I don't think that I'm going... Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I can work with this. So let's put this there. This up here. This here. And that there. And then the 8-inch guns. There. finagle this. Here we go. And then there. A little bit closer together than I would like, but this is shit. I continued on the okay. This is what I've got. I had to move the superstructure a bit in order to fit the 8-inch guns. That's what I was doing. 7-inch guns. Okay. 4 per side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can make them 7-inch by doing this. What caliber were they? They're like 45 caliber, right? Everything seemed to be 45 caliber. The 12-inch guns were 45 caliber. Where are they right now? 51 caliber. So if two, actually I can see it up here. There we go. 45 caliber main guns. Excuse me. The 8-inch gun, 8-inch 45 caliber guns were arranged in 4 twin turrets outboard of the main superstructure on each side of the ship. There we go. Which means these were 45 caliber, and the best I can do is 39 caliber. Okay. These were 45 caliber as well. I can get up to 44 caliber, okay? 6 point, oh, that, yes, okay. Good. I was looking at that correctly. Let's get coincidence, enhanced reload. Let's go heavy shells because I like heavy shells. Increased AG, increased AP, citadel, and torque. Come on. The remaining 8 guns were distributed of the ship below the main deck. 4 3-inch 50 caliber guns were mounted in the upper casemates. There were casemates on the superstructure, so that's what it's talking about. I'm going to have to represent that with this. 4, 1, 2, 3. We're mounted on the main deck, 2 per side. Okay. In the superstructure. Behind 2 inches of armor plate. I suppose I will increase this to 2 inches because this is superstructure. Another 2, 1 per side, were mounted in blister casemates on the gun deck near the bow. What does that mean? Oh, casemates. Right. Completely ignoring the word casemates. Another 2, 1 per side were mounted in blister casemates on the gun deck near the bow. The remaining 8 guns were on open mounts on the upper deck, the bridge, and other deck spaces. Okay, well, let's just do submerged torpedo tubes. Let's do that. Let's just fill this. 1, 2, and it says the remaining 8 guns. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can do 5, 6, and 7, 8. There we go. And let's get that better angles. Armor. Prior to the mid-1870s, armor was made of raw iron plate. Sometimes backed with wood. In the 1870s, compound armor was developed where a hardened steel face was cemented into a softer iron backing, which prevented cracking. During the late 1880s, nickel steel armor was devised, and in 1890, the Harvey process was developed. excuse me, where a nickel steel plate was treated with carbon and hardened in cold water. This process allowed one homogeneous steel plate to have both a hard surface and a softer back, which was likely to crack. During the 1890s, Krupp armor further refined the Harvey process, including additional metals in the alloy and developing a system where the hardening process penetrated more deeply into the plates. Tests showed that 5.75 inches of Krupp armor was equal to 7.75 inches of Harvey armor. 12 inches of compound armor and 12 inches of wrought iron plate, while in thinner plate. Tests showed that 5.7 inches of Krupp armor was equal to 7.75 inches of Harvey armor, 12 inches of compound armor, and 12 inches of wrought iron plate, while in thinner plates, Harvey armor was basically equal to Krupp. The Mississippi-class ships used a combination of Harvey and Krupp-style armor, American-made, with much of the side armor backed with teak wood. Consistent with other U.S. capital ships of the decade, the amount of armor and its strength was consistent with the preceding Connecticut class, and in some cases was more complete in coverage and was thicker, especially compared to the earliest ships in the series. The belt armor was thinner, 9 inches compared to 11 inches, but longer compared to 200 feet, despite the Mississippi class being shorter compared to the primary turret, compared to 456 feet. The primary turret armor was thicker by an inch, 12 inches thick, as opposed to 11 millimeters on the Connecticut. So that means they had a 9-inch belt. The amount of armor and its strength was consistent with the preceding Connecticut class. They had Krupp. In some cases was more complete in coverage and was thicker, especially compared to earlier ships in that series. The belt armor was thinner, 9 inches compared to 11 inches. But longer compared to 200 foot, despite the Mississippi class being shorter. The primary turret armor was thicker by an inch, 12 inches. On the USS Connecticut. So it was longer. Does that mean that I have to make... It doesn't say anything about the belt armor. It just... Okay, I'm going to have to use the Connecticut as a base because that was clearly what they used as a base for this. And actually, I will use this Connecticut instead of the other one that I made. Well, not that I made, instead of the wiki. Come on. There we go. 11 inches for 1.533, 1.9. Okay. I'm going to take a picture of these specifications. And I am going to go back to the Mississippis and use it. Okay. 9 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches, 1.5, 3, 2, 9-inch conning tower, I suppose. This ship is not going to say, oh, 2.5, 6.5, 6 to then the casemate's 7 inches with 1, and then I did 2. This makes no sense. I guess I missed this. One, 2, 2.5, blanks, 30, 34, okay. Spacious. Nope. Decent. Let's see. 2 and 2. About 3 and 3. Okay, cool. Aft weight offset. Two, 4. Increase. Protection. Okay. Alright, that's my Mississippi class. It's a poor imitation. But I believe that's the best that I've got. Now, South Carolina class. USS South Carolina. Okay. How long have I been recording? 2.5 hours. Okay. With that, we will start constructing 2 battleships. They should be at the bottom. Yep. And I'm an idiot because I left the page, and now I need to know their names. Mississippi and Idaho. USS Mississippi. BB-23. USS Not Nebraska, Idaho. BB 24. New Hampshire was 25. Right. Finances. Okay, I'm good. We are up to 13,000 tons heavy cruiser. That's the max we can build, and we need to build cruisers that go up to 16,000 tons with the Tennessee. The Pennsylvania goes about 15 and a half. 15,381 tons, fully loaded. As for the other battleships, we got 4 BBs here: Maine, Nebraska, Idaho. Nebraska is a Virginia class. The Maine is a Maine class. The Ohio is a Maine class. We got the Virginia here. All amazingly long range. Let's move the Maines up here. And we got 3 battleships here. Georgia, which I can't see the class of. It's commissioning. The Missouri, the New Jersey. I assume they're all Virginia classes. Yes, Pearl Harbor seems to be an advanced force. Or at least that's the way I'm treating it. Nebraska, Georgia, New Jersey, Rhode Island, Virginia and Nebraska, Georgia, New Jersey, and Rhode Island. San Diego, Norfolk. Georgia and New Jersey were in San Diego, which means that Missouri does not belong. So where the fuck should New Jersey go? Or Missouri, sorry, not New Jersey. Range. Indiana, Oregon, Rhode Island. Rhode Island is commissioning, and I've got battleships in Boston. Okay. Oh, geez, I'm gonna have to like put 2 battleships in every port, aren't I? This is gonna be. Ugh. Okay, so let's get this Missouri over to Tampa now, so we don't have to move her later. We've got battleships all across the coast here. We've got the Kearsarge as an advanced force. We are going to have 2 battleships in Tampa, 2 battleships in Pensacola, 2 battleships in Miami. Norfolk, we've got 3 battleships. We've got 1 Indiana class, we got 2 Indiana class and 1 Rhode Island. So what we can do is move the Indianas over to Charleston, and then take one of the Connecticuts and put it in Norfolk. Then Wilmington, take 2 of the Connecticuts in Wilmington. two are already gonna be in Charleston, right? Yeah, the Indianas. Then Portland, New York, Philadelphia. Let's do these. Where? Philadelphia. Philadelphia, there we go. And then New York. Two in New York. These Mississippi's can go to Portland. Okay, two in Portland, two in Boston, one in New York, two in Philadelphia, and I've got an even number here. I got 22, so I shouldn't be having an uneven amount here. So there's got to be a battleship somewhere that I am missing here. Two BBs going to Seattle, two BBs in San Francisco, two BBs in San Diego, one BB going all the way down to Tampa, two BBs in Pensacola, two BBs in Miami, something's up. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. One, two, 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I have 27, but it's saying that I have 28. 14 plus 8. I'm building 11. 11? What? Is that going to update? Is that what's happening? I don't understand. Even building up to the Mississippi class, that's BB-24. Excluding the Texas, or rather the San Marcos and the Tennessee here, that means we have 24. 14 plus 8. 8 minus 6 is 2. 14 plus 6 is 20. Plus 2 is 22. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Where the fuck did I go wrong? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we've got the Maine and the Texas, our first two BBs. The Maine was really more of a heavy cruiser, but that's fine. We used the BB hull, and we're using it as a BB. Then we made the Indiana class, BB-1, BB-2, and BB-3, with the Iowa following closely behind. That makes sense, because there were definitely three Indiana class. Indiana, yup. Massachusetts, yup. Oregon, yup. And then, of course, Iowa. That's 4. Plus the other 2, 5. Then we have the Kearsages. USS Kearsarge and USS Kentucky. BB-5 and BB-6. Then we have the Illinois class, which is another class of 3. We have Illinois, Alabama, and Wisconsin. BB-7, BB-8, and BB-9. We have the Maine class, another class of 3. The USS Maine, the USS Missouri, and the USS Ohio. All of the Maine class? Okay, that's good. Then we have the Virginia class. And of the Virginia class we have the USS Virginia, BB-13, Nebraska, BB-14, Georgia, BB-15, New Jersey, BB-16, and Rhode Island, BB-17. After the Virginia class, we have the Connecticut class, of which there were 6. We have the USS Connecticut, BB-18, the USS Louisiana, BB-19, USS Vermont, BB-20, the USS Kansas, BB-21, the USS Minnesota, BB-22. Then there's the New Hampshire, but that was built last. So, what we then got is the 2 Mississippis, which we just built, our San Marcos, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Virginias, and then the New Hampshire. So that's 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 3. No, not plus 1 plus 3, plus 1 plus 2, plus 3, plus 3, plus 5, plus 6, plus 22. We should have 30 battleships? Are there ones all the way down here that I'm missing? No. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Eighteen, 19, 20, 21, 22. 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. USS Texas plus 1, USS Maine plus 1, the Idaho, or Indiana's plus 3, the Iowa plus 1, Kearsarge's plus 2, the Illinois plus 3, Maine's plus 3, Virginia's plus 5, the Connecticut's plus 6, and the Mississippi's plus 2. Okay, there we go. I finally got the right count on the calculator. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I should be having one just all on its lonesome, apparently. Okay, well, I'm going to get this cruiser design up to the proper tonnage limit, and I'll see you back when I get there. Oh my god, I am going to go insane. Finally, it's been going up by 500 tons. Look, it went up 500 tons. Another 500 tons, another 500 tons, another 500 tons. I've gotten battle cruisers within that time. My light cruisers can now go up to essentially the same tonnage. Where are they? Light cruiser, light cruiser, light cruiser, light cruiser. 15,000 tons. I got to 15,000 tons on my light cruisers before I got 15,000 tons on my heavy cruisers. And it is January of 1911. And I've still got 2 months to wait. Oh my god. At least this means that I can crap out both of those classes and then start on the South Carolinas and then get the DDs and the new CLs. Oh my god, this is insanity. Come on, come on. There we go. Cordite high burn. Did I do my... I freaking didn't. Can I? No. I'm probably gonna need to decrease that soon. What's my max? Max shipyard size 50. Okay, that's pretty darn good. We've gotten the Dreadnoughts, all of this crap. Am I going... Dreadnoughts... Okay, good. This has been mind-melting waiting for this crap. Whoops, new design. Florida and Wyoming home, right here. Experimental Dreadnought. Don't know what I'm going to do with the Experimental Dreadnought. It looks like the Experimental Dreadnought might be like a New Mexico, but at the same time, it is definitely way too undertonned for that. Anyway, let's go back to this. Large armored cruiser, geez. Northampton, nope, that's not your name. Pennsylvania. 15,400. It's really 381, but let's just round it off. 15,400. And let's copy that. Speed. I need your speed. You had a speed of 22 knots. Cool. Let's get that range up. Do that. Let's get the beam down. Draft up. Lots of range. This. Reduce them because that's probably what we're going to need to do. What boilers did they have? Triple expansion engines. Okay, cool. Armor. The development of these ships. In the development of these ships, Captain 6B, formerly of the ill-fated Maine, successfully argued for adequate armor protection at the expense of speed. The belt armor was 6 inches at the waterline and... Okay, I'm just gonna use Krupp 2. Thank God. Double... nuclear jet, double bottom hull, probably didn't. I'm not gonna weasel my way into that. She had 6 inches of armor, it just said. At the waterline with a 5-inch upper belt, but was only 3.5 inches at the ends. 3.5 inches at the ends. The turrets had up to 6.5 inches on the faces. The protective deck had 4 inches on the sloped sides and 1.5 inches in the flat middle. The conning tower was 9 inches. Can only go up to 7. This was 1.5. 1.5. It said nothing about the ends of the deck, but I'm just doing that right now. Armament. These ships were originally armed with 4 8-inch 40 caliber Mark V guns and 2 turrets fore and aft. However, these were replaced with 8-inch 45 caliber Mark VI guns by 1911. We're in 1911. Let's build it to those specifications. As a result of a gun bursting on Colorado in 1907, 14 6-inch 50 caliber Mark VI guns were mounted in casemates on the sides. The large secondary armament entered into combat torpedo boats, including 18 3-inch 50 caliber rapid fire guns and 12 3-pounder 1.9-inch rapid fire guns, 2 1-pounder 1.5-inch saluting guns, and 2 18-inch torpedo tubes were also carried. It seems like this is going to be time to refit a whole bunch of ships because, 2 of these, we now have 18-inch torpedoes. And a whole bunch of our battleships had 18-inch torpedoes. We're probably going to have to go through all of them. Now, it had... Well, let's look at the designs. When did they receive refits? The ship's caliber guns, the military... From 1911, the military foremasts were replaced with cage masts. Alright, so we're building them with cage masts then. Not like we have... was gonna say, not like we have any other choice, but we do. Almost not. Interesting. Okay. We do. Place it there. And of course, we're probably not going to be able to put 3 inches there, just like, yep. We could do this. Extremely limited range of fire. Let's do this instead. Because I know we're going to need 3 inches. Pennsylvania. Is there any iterations of you where you had both cage masts? I don't think there is. Just forward cage mast and then solid mast in the rear. So let's do that. And main battery guns. 8-inch guns, 2 forward, 2 aft. Let's see, how many can we fit here? Probably not enough. Not these big ones anyway. Yeah, not these big ones. Try a size smaller. Go. We got those. These were replaced. Yada yada yada. The secondary armament intended 14 6-inch guns. Okay, 14 6-inch guns on the sides. That means 7. Where can we put 3-inch guns? There. 14 6-inch guns on the sides. That means 7 per side, which means that we're going to have to do this. That gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3-inch guns. We already have these. Let's do that. Can I place one there? No. Awesome. Yes. There we go. So that's 2 3-inch, 6 3-inch, 6, 7, 8. I need 10 more, so 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's, because I'm pretty sure we can. It's a 5-incher. Yes, we can. Let's do that. Have the weight lower on the hull. Barbettes. Whoops. Got the crop, single bottom, standard ratio, increased. Base fuse. I want to be able to penetrate ships above me. Detonation chance. Yep. Acid TNT. Yep. Get that way down. Advanced coincides 2. Armor is already 6.5, and that would be 6. 1.5. Excuse me. Belt armor was 6 inches at the waterline, but was yada yada. The turrets had up to 6.5 inches on the faces. The protected deck had 4 inches. Okay, let's do that. 5. Should these be protected out against 2 inches? Oh, I haven't, settings, 9.8. Apply, back. And that gun does... Yes, let's armor out to 2 and 1.5. Let's see, these were 45 caliber. Oh, I can't get them up to 41 caliber. These are actually 6-inch guns, so let's increase that. Let's increase this, this. Okay, now let's see the 6 inches were 40 caliber, or 40? No, 50 caliber, sorry. The 3 inches were 50 caliber. Can't get up there, but we have, let's see, we got 10, 6. We haven't actually gotten up to the proper amount. Let's see, can I... Uh-oh. 18. Okay, it looks like we're going to have to do this to get up to the proper armament. And we've got a shit ton of weight, so let's pull these forward so they have good firing arcs. Can I actually place these here and get firing arcs? No. You've got to be kidding me. What about... That's bullshit. That is so much bullshit. I should be able to place them here. Can't. I'm able to place them here, but it's thinking that this wall, like, because, you know, this is lower and this is higher. This portion and this portion lower, this portion higher on other ships of the same type, and they haven't coded that right. Insanely annoying. Let's see. Induced. Yes, we need induced. Hydro steering. And let's do balanced for the first time ever. Nine. Awesome. We can get up to 9. That's what it was, right? Armor. Yep. Conning tower. 9 inches. Great. And this was the Pennsylvania class. Double N. Sylvania. Yes. Pennsylvania class. There we go. Check. Yes, save the design. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. But they were renamed. Original name, commission, renamed. Renamed date. The 27th of August, 1912. November 1916. Okay, I'm just going to put them in with their renamed names. Actually, I think I want to just give it another name entirely, because not a single one of these ships retains their name because they were going to be used for other battleships. And let's do not refit, copy. Come on, copy it. There we go. Up. Pittsburgh class, there we go. Save the design, and let's construct 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Build ship, 6, done. Then Pennsylvania can go away. Just kidding. We're still going to need that. And then the Tennessee class had how many ships in it? Looks like 4. Let me just double check. Yes, 4. Where are their dates? Ah, it's combined with their reclassification. Okay. Tennessee, Washington, North Carolina, Montana, they all had their... So this will be the Memphis class instead of the Tennessee class. St. Paul, Memphis class. Speed, characteristics. Jesus, this page is long. Basically 6,000 tons. We can decrease the beam, increase the draft. Let's get that range. Let's try to get that up to the correct amount. 8, 7, 16,000. And once again, 22 knot speed. Triple expansion engines. Vertical triple expansion. Yes, let's continue with the triple expansion. Reduced, because we're going to need that. Mediums. Medium funnel 2. And then cage masts. This way. Small cage mast. Yes, it had a cage mast. Did the other end have a cage mast? No. this mast then. And we already know that it's going to need the 3-inch, so let's put it there. Boom. Boom. Tennessee-class cruisers, cruiser race, Japanese rumblings, development, design, propulsion, armament. Barring USS Maine's original design as an armored cruiser, the Tennessees carried the heaviest caliber ordnance of any American cruiser until the Alaska class appeared during World War II. Their armament represented increases of 29.7% in ordnance and 47.5% in broadside weight over the Pennsylvania class, with very few exceptions. They outgunned every foreign armored cruiser either afloat or then being built. In the Sea Power of the Nations section of Army and Navy Illustrated columnist John Leyland cites Admiral O'Neill's annual ordnance report to Congress that the aim of the U.S. Navy had always been to build vessels of all classes with great gun power, that they should be superior to foreign vessels of like classes in that respect. To illustrate this point, Leyland supplies a table comparing firepower and broadside weight of comparative foreign cruisers. Broadside weight includes main and secondary weapons. Name Good Hope. Name country displacement. Okay, so that's a chart. Main guns. The Tennessee main armament consisted of 4 10-inch 40 caliber Mark III guns, which had maximum elevation of 14.5 degrees and could depress to -3 degrees. 60 rounds per gun were carried in peacetime. Okay, so let's just get the 10-inch guns ready here. They're probably gonna still have a shit ton of weight left over. During peacetime, 72 rounds in wartime, they fired the shell is what it's talking about. I don't care about the shell. These guns were mounted in twin turrets, fore and aft. As a comparison, the British BL 9.2-inch gun fired a 380-pound shell at a velocity of 2,000 for outer range. Okay. The Mark III was the last 10-inch gun built for the U.S. Navy, with a tube jacket locking ring and screw box liner manufactured from nickel steel. Due to the smokeless powders which came into use near the turn of the 20th century, these guns boasted a higher velocity than those used during the Spanish-American War. They also had a flatter trajectory, which led to more accurate firing and aided in centralized fire control. In 1908, the armor-piercing shells were fitted with a ballistic cap lengthened to 7 CRH. This improved their penetration ability at longer ranges. The main guns benefited from their placement when compared to those of foreign armored cruisers. The British mounted the majority of 9.2-inch guns on its Duke of Edinburgh, Warrior, and Monitor class cruisers athwart their forecastles on the main deck. This made the guns very wet and practically useless in less than moderate seas. The 10-inch guns on the Tennessees, on the other hand, were 30 feet, 9.1 meters above the waterline. In comparing these ships, theoretician and chief of constructor for the Royal Danish Navy, Commander William Hovgaard, considered the Tennessee's placement beyond question. The best gun position in a ship, the arc of fire, is more than twice that which can be obtained on the broadside. The field of view is entirely free, and a combination of longitudinal and broadside fire on both sides is obtained, which is alone possible in the end positions. Secondary and light guns. The secondary armament comprised of 16 6-inch 50 caliber Mark 8 guns. Okay. 16, which means 8 on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I assume it's gonna have a shit ton of 3 inches as well. At a rate of for these guns were mounted in independent armored casemates 2 inches thick on the main deck. The remainder were placed in broadside on the gun deck. All these guns were placed on pedestal mounts. 4 of these guns could be trained directly ahead or astern. So direct fire with 2 10-inch and 4 6-inch was possible theoretically. All 6-inch guns could be trained through a complete angle of 115 degrees, and within the line of side armor, the latter would leave the ship's side unobstructed when going alongside a vessel docking or coaling. Mark 8 6-inch gun was used originally to arm American dreadnoughts in the late 1880s. Many of these guns were reassigned as coastal artillery when the vessels to which they had been previously assigned had been scrapped as a result of the Washington Naval Treaty. The guns were then used as coastal artillery. Some were also mounted in older auxiliary vessels during World War II, built entirely of nickel steel. The Mark 8 deviated from standard Navy practice in that its nominal caliber length was their actual overall length. The anti-torpedo boat armament comprised 3-inch Marks 2, 3, 5, 6, or 8 50 caliber guns in single mountings. 6 on sponsons on the gun deck, 6 in broadside on the gun deck, and 10-inch broadside on the main deck. They fired a 13-pound. For smaller weapons, the Tennessees carry some. They were ready at all times for attacks. Did they not actually have torpedoes? No, they did. 21-inch torpedo tubes. The guns were made of nickel steel, but it says nothing about the armor so far. Propulsion, armament, main guns, secondary guns. Despite reduced thickness in belt and deck armor compared to the Pennsylvania class, the Tennessees carried 30% more weight in armor and related protective systems, and boasted the heaviest, most comprehensive protection of any U.S. cruiser until the Alaska class. Hold on, let me sort this out first. 22 3-inch guns is an absolutely ridiculous amount of firepower for torpedo boats. Can I place these anywhere? No. Let's see. These. Can I? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like I can be cheeky, unfortunately. This increase was due in large part to increased armor on the main turrets and readouts, which were larger due to increase in main gun caliber and an increased area of side armor coverage. The latter offered ample protection to magazines and ammunition supply systems for all weapons. Armored bulkheads offered a complete subdivision of main battery. All armor 5 inches or thicker was Krupp armor. Thinner areas were either Harvey armor or untreated nickel steel. Okay. The main belt was 5 inches thick amidships and tapered to 3 inches at the ends. Extended from the upper deck to 5 feet below the waterline. At the ends, extended from Transverse protective bulkheads of 5 inches. Armor extended from the gun deck to the armored deck across the fore and aft ends of the built armor. Similar bulkheads fitted on the gun deck in wake of the 10-inch barbettes. From the fore and aft limits of the side armor between the main gun decks. Above the gun deck, 2-inch nickel steel was fitted in wake of the 3-inch battery. The hell? Similar bulkheads fitted on the gun deck in wake of the 10-inch barbettes from the fore and aft limits of the side armor between the main and gun decks. That is just a jumble of words that makes no sense. So similar bulkheads were fitted on the gun deck in wake of the 10-inch barbettes. From the fore and aft limits of the side armor between the main and gun decks. Yeah, that still doesn't make any sense to me. Above the gun deck, 2-inch nickel steel was fitted in wake of the 3-inch battery. The bulkheads extended continuously across the ship, while 2-inch nickel steel extended fore and aft. Turret armor was 9 inches on the sloped face, 7 inches on the sides, 5 inches in the rear, and 2.5 inches on the top. 2.5 inches on the top. For the first time in U.S. cruiser design, proper barbettes for the turrets were fitted. The armor for these was 7 inches thick. In front, tapered to 4 inches at the back and below the gun deck behind the belt and casemate armor. This enclosed the 10-inch ammunition tubes completely and corrected a glaring flaw in the protective system of the Pennsylvania class. I suppose the Pennsylvania class didn't have any barbette armor. Whoops, I put 6 inches there. Deck armor, 1.5 inches. Over flat surfaces and 3 inches over sloped, extended to the bottom of the belt armor, fore and aft. A 30-inch thick cofferdam fitted between the protective and berth decks to the ends of the vessel were fitted with water excluding material to aid in buoyancy in case of damage below the waterline. Conning tower armor was 9 inches. On the sides, 2 inches on the roof, 9 inches on the sides. 2 on the roof, and a single tower armor 5 inch. Signal tower. What the hell? The main and gun decks above the gun deck. I need to increase that to 6, and of course, it's all going to want to be maxed, right? I'm gonna have to double check that in a little bit. Increase this. Yeah, and I still have a crap ton of room. Above the gun deck, 2-inch nickel steel was fitted in wake of the 3-inch battery. The 6-inch guns on the gun deck were isolated by splinter bulkheads of 1.5 inches of nickel steel. The bulkheads extended continuously across the ship, while 2 inches of nickel steel extended fore and aft. Okay, I think that tells me what armor these have. And let's just give them 1-inch tabs. I don't care right now. Modifications. Reevaluation. Armament Mark 40. But 40 caliber Mark 5 guns and twin turrets. Okay. Okay. -5. -10. Oh man. -12. Uh, 50 for the 6 inches. And 50 for the 3 inches. Can't get up to those. So I'm fine there. I've got the armor. Standard ratio increased. Base fuse, capped. Heavy, increased. Oh, no. TNT1, enhanced. Advanced hydraulic. Hydro, balanced. Coal, semi-oil. Ooh, fancy. They weren't semi-oil, so I'm not gonna make them semi-oil. Or at least I don't think they were semi-oil. Yeah, I'm not gonna make them semi-oil. The Memphis class. Okay. Save that and make 4 of them. And it's been, Jesus, almost 4 hours, huh? Build ship. Build 4 of them. Okay. I'm going to name these. And I'll be right back with you to build the scout cruisers, the Smith class, then the South Carolinas. Okay, finally. So I didn't just rename them, I reoriented all of my heavy cruisers because every single fleet is going to have a much better heavy cruiser. The fleet in Norfolk, the fleet in Miami, the fleet in Pensacola, the fleet in San Francisco, and the fleet in Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor is overloaded, however, so I have to use San Diego, and I'm going to transfer them over. Eventually, I figure that the port of Pearl... I wish that you could tell a harbor to, like, get most of the construction from this, but you can't. Either way, this fleet is probably eventually going to make their way over to here and dock in the Philippines. One or both of those ports, depending. I've reassigned all my heavy cruisers except for the St. Louis's because I put those on a heavy cruiser hull, but they're not heavy cruisers. Still need to get this sorted out. Let's get to the new designs. So, the Chesters came out commissioned, Jesus Christ, last year, 2 years ago? 2 years ago, I think. The Smiths were last year. No, 3 years ago. Jesus. So, let's see. Scout Cruiser 1, Scout Cruiser 2, Scout Cruiser large Scout. Ooh, that's the Omaha right there. Omaha, and this is Chester. So, Chester. Now, you have not actually seen this, so I will put this up. And... am I on the right one? No. This one. Okay, 3 of these. Then came the Omaha. And that's what they looked like. Pretty darn freaking simple. That raised portion didn't have the deck extending, but the other option is to use the hull that didn't have that forecastle deck at all. Hold on. Now, if World of Warships is by any measure to be trusted, these ships did not actually have that good of an armament. Let's see. 3750 long tons for 762, so okay. Let's see how far I can get that down. Not far. Okay. Their speed, 24 knots. Engines and horsepower varied by ship. The 3 Chesters were the U.S. Navy's only ships to be commissioned with the Scout Cruiser hull classification symbol. Non-standard at the time, CS or SCR are sometimes used. Designation and Scout Cruiser designation and were characterized by high speed and little armor or armament. They were also the last cruisers of any type built for the U.S. Navy until the Omaha-class cruisers were laid down in 1917. The Navy concentrated on building dreadnought battleships and destroyers in the interim. The first 3 Omaha-class ships were also designated Scout Cruisers CS or SCR when ordered, but before any were launched, the Navy revised its classification system, and they and Chesters became light cruisers CL. Armament, armor, engineering. The 3 ships had different propulsion plants, so they could be compared. Chester was the first major combatant in the U.S. Navy to receive steam turbine propulsion of the Parsons type. Salem received Curtiss turbines, and Birmingham the traditional triple expansion engines. The design speed was 24 knots for the triple expansion ship and up to 25 knots for the turbine ships. Chester had 12 coal-fired Normand boilers, and Parsons direct drive steam turbines totaled estimated trials estimated. Birmingham had 12 coal-fired 4 river boilers supplying that much psi steam to 2 4-cylinder vertical triple expanded. She made 24.33 knots on trials. Salem had 12 coal-fired 4 river boilers and Curtiss direct drive steam turbines totaling. And on 2 shafts she made 25.9 knots, 26.5. Coal capacity, which could be increased to all 3 ships were refitted in 1917 to prepare for service in World War I. Salem had her main engines replaced with General Electric geared steam turbine. Hmm. Interesting ships. I'm just going to leave them on the triple expansion for now. And we'll upgrade them as we go. I will, however, get that speed up to, let's see, Norman boilers, direct drive steam turbines. And so the Norman boilers and Parson direct drive steam turbines. Okay. 26.5 knots. 26.5 knots. There we go. Increase them. Let's switch over. Actually, before we do that, let's take a look at Chester class cruiser. Excuse me. Four funnels, yes. I get it. Can I have a more zoomed in photo that has it all in the photo? Maybe I'm just going to have to look at World of Warships. Can I actually... Hold up.
So that's the Lockheed XM8.
Yes. Chester. This one. Let me see. Aha. Okay. Here we go. Cool. You guys can see this, right? Yep. No torpedo tubes. Yes, torpedo tubes. Okay. Armament. The as-built armament included two 5-inch 50 caliber Mark 6 guns, six 3-inch caliber 50 caliber rapid fire guns, and two 21-inch torpedo tubes. The original design featured a uniform gun armament of 12 3-inch guns, which was supported by the Navy's General Board as simplifying fire control and echoing the uniform main and secondary armaments of Dreadnought battleships. However, two 5-inch guns were substituted for six of the 3-inch guns, apparently to enable the scout cruisers to fight foreign light cruisers. Notably, for the first time in the U.S. cruiser design, smaller caliber weapons, 6-pounder and smaller, were not fitted. Armor. The armor of these ships was very light. A 2-inch belt extended 9.5 feet above the waterline in the engine and generator room area. 6.5 foot above the waterline in the boiler room area, and 3.5 feet below the waterline for its entire length. There was no protective deck, only a 1-inch deck above the steering gear. Above the steering, that's okay, Jesus. Extremely lightly armored then. These ships are not gonna want to fight whatsoever, okay. Yikes. Okay, let's, I want, these are supposed to be scout cruisers, so I do want their range to be higher even than average. hopefully I'll get that above stuff. Let's get those. Perfect? Question mark? Chester do... No. Equal spacing, please. There we go. Then... Jesus. This is the only tower that fits? Holy shit, that's large in comparison. Then the rear tower, which I'll put here. 5-inch guns here. Well, it would be about here, but that's as good a place as any. Excuse me, whoops. Do. And... position these outwards. And then an assortment of 3-inch guns. Whoa. Wait, what? The hell? Why is... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the Chester in World of Warships, but only 2 fore and aft? 1, 2, 3, 4. All 3 ships were refitted. All 3 received an armament upgrade with 4 new 5-inch 51 caliber guns, replacing the 5-inch 50 caliber guns, as well as 2 of the 3-inch 50 caliber guns. 2 3-inch 50 caliber single-purpose guns for being removed, and 2 3-inch 50 caliber anti-aircraft guns added. The submerged torpedo tubes were retained. All 3 received an armament upgrade with 4 new 5-inch 51 caliber guns, replacing the 5-inch 50 caliber guns, as well as 2 of the 3-inch 50 caliber, as well as 2 of the 3-inch 50 caliber guns, 2 3-inch 50 caliber single-purpose guns for being removed. And 3 anti-aircraft. Okay. So... with 4 new... It says 4 new guns that replaced the 2 5-inch 50 caliber guns, as well as 2 of the... Okay, so what I think I'm getting from this is that these guns were 3-inchers before the refit. These 2 guns were replaced with the 51 calibers, and then these 4 guns replaced the 3 inchers, with 4 being removed and 2 being replaced and another 2 being replaced with anti-aircraft guns. So let's do the other armament, because this armament is severely undergunned. Severely. It's ridiculous. Let's do the 2-inch belt going all the way across. No deck armor, except for the rear on the aft, which had 1. Did it say anything about the conning tower? No. Let's just make that as big as we can. No armor on these guns. And these are supposed to be, let's see, replacing the 5-inch caliber guns as well as 2 of the 3-inch 50 caliber, 2 for single for being removed. Okay, 2 anti-aircraft guns, one of them being just about right there. And then we'll put another anti-aircraft gun there. 50 caliber. No way we're gonna be able to get up to 50 caliber, so let's just make them large as we can. Large as we can. That's 49 caliber. Cool. But sure, let's get some mines. Let's get Poseidon's enhanced. Don't forget the torpedo tubes. How many did it have? 2. Let's put them there because we have an aft weight imbalance. Increase VG, base fused, top, not double. Heavy because we're fucking Americans. Ballastite TNT, hydraulics, hydro, balanced. Induced is getting us a shit ton of range. Good. Negative 9.5. Negative 9.5. Oh, I see. 0.51. 6. 0.7. Negative 0.7. 0.8. There we go. I literally just wanted to get that displacement. This is a ridiculously easy ship to... Did I even name it? Is that just the name that I gave it? Okay. I probably casemate guns that I can put there, but I'm not going to. That's the Chester. Yeah. Interesting ship, to say the least. Very, very freaking under-armored. Lots of range, though, which is good. Build ship, build 3. Let's see. Where do I want to put these ships? They're supposed to be scout cruisers, so I figure that they can go in Ghana or Saipan. Let's put them in Saipan. As let's see if anything needs reinforcement. Nope, no reinforcement needed. That's gonna be a fleet, so that probably requires reinforcement. Not with these cruisers, though, I don't think. Nope, no reinforcement, no reinforcement. And no reinforcement. Those 3 CAs are actually CLs. Those are St. Louis's. They're just on the CA hull because I didn't have any other hull at the time, and that was the one that looked the best. So that does not need any reinforcement. I plan on having another fleet here in Boston, but that's not even started, so yes. Let's put these in Saipan. Seattle, San Francisco, Dutch Harbor, Charleston, Norfolk, Portland, New York, Boston, Pago, Pensacola, Miami, Puerto Rico, Puerto Limon, Guantanamo Bay, Balboa, Cologne, Anchorage. Pago. Where's Pago? I figure Pago is down here. Yes, along with Puerto Villa and Tarawa. Let's put them in Pago then. Unless we can do Puerto Villa or Tarawa. Alright, I'm going to name them. Actually, no, I'm not going to name them right now because we need to get on to the next class. We're at 4 hours 15 minutes. I'm just going to have to probably put this at 1.25 speed. But let's go back to window capture while that loads. Smith, if it'll cooperate. There we go. Almost 1,000 tons. Parsons directive steam turbine. I'm just going to make those. Wait. Isn't there a steam turbine later? Engineering. Alright, well, let's do this. Duplicate. Smith. Put that there. Smith. Yeah. Smith DD? No, Smith Wows. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we don't even need to look at the page for the locations of the armaments. Let's just make this class real damn quick, and then move on to the battleship. Do destroyer or torpedo boat? Destroyer. Let's do destroyer. Because come on, click on the right frickin' thing, please. Because that superstructure, that forward superstructure is right here. That's an advanced one. That's an advanced front. Okay, so advanced does not have to be. How much smaller can I get with a less advanced tower? Quite a bit smaller, though just a bit. These funnels are straight. There and there. There. No. Then 916 tons. 916. Let's make it exactamundo. Is there range? Yes, there is range. Oh, and the range is shit. Okay. Let's do this, that. 28 knots. 916. Singular torpedo tubes. With this, no that, no. It's a box, goddammit. Give me a box. I'll just use this, I suppose. Can I decrease the beam as well and get a longer ship, please? No longer a ship. Okay. So let's put that back to 0. Then let's resize this a bit. Just get rid of that for now. And then go one all the way on the end. Oh, no, not quite. There's a gun there, and there. And this is placed there. Okay, cool. And what caliber were those guns? 5 3-inch guns. Awesome. These torpedoes were 18-inch torpedoes. Coincidence, radio, flood. I suppose I'll do that. No need to induce them. And then that. No need to induce. Corrupt that. Well, let's give it some mines and some gear. Then the 3-inch guns. there. And that's it. Go away, please. Thank you. Let's put that back and see if we can then place it. There. That's what we want. Place this up here. It had 5 of these. Where's the other? Ah. Right. Okay, it's right here, but it seems we can't place them there even if we wanted to, so let's place them here. There we go. What caliber? 50 caliber, of course. We Americans love our 50 cals. And that's the Smith class. Damn. 916. Smith. And fine armament engineering. There was no armor, but I've got some extra tonnage, and I'm sick of no armored suit. Oh, that's still no armor. These are going to be somewhat stable ships, so I should probably outfit them with a better system. Oh, no. That firing angle is not going to work. That one. Back to that one. And yeah, that's the Smith class. I could put a whole shit ton more range on it. I can't. Maybe later in a refit or something, because this is definitely a class that would be worth a refit. And I actually think that would be because the Parsons was the one that gave the Chesters the most speed, so alright. Let's do that. Oh god. And that allows me to do the range. Okay. Fuck me. Oh, increased. I want some AP. Everything is gonna be above it. That, TNT. Hydraulics. Load. All the bells and whistles. And now the Smith class is done. After the Smith class came the Paulding class, which commissioned last year, but that can come after the South Carolina, which also commissioned last year. So, with that, let's get however many of the Smiths there were out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And those can go wherever. I'll do that later. This is going to be an extra long episode, isn't it? Jeez. New design. This one. This one. Did I already make a video on this? I forget. Carolina Adventures. She went how many knots? Isn't it like 18.5? Yep, 18.5. She was 17,900 tons. Very small. She had a range of 8,000 on a vertical triple expansion engine. She was the first ship to South Carolina known as, at the turn of the 20th century, prevailing theory. Cage. At the beginning of the First World War, both of the South Carolina class battleships were grouped with two older pre-dreadnoughts, Vermont and Connecticut, due to their top speeds, which were lower than all subsequent U.S. battleships. South Carolina was refitted in Philadelphia between the 4th of October and the 20th of February 1915, and both ships were kept on neutrality patrols on the American side of the Atlantic, even after the U.S. entered the war. On the 6th of April 1917, in January 1918, Michigan was training with the main fleet when it traveled through a strong storm. The high winds and waves caused its forward cage mast to collapse, killing 6 and injuring 13. Mast. Wasn't the South Carolina the first to be built with the cage masts? Yeah, I think it was. I'm just going to build it with cage masts. So let's do that. Can't really get it any closer. Can we get 17,900? Can we get any more length with that? Oh, apparently not. Get more length with that. 17,900. She got 2 smokestacks. Oh dear lord. That's like the only one that makes sense. Is there one? That space. So frustrating. And I can't rotate the damn things. Jesus Christ. Alright, whatever. I'm going to have to sacrifice looks here. And if I'm going to have to sacrifice looks, I might as well just... Oh, dear Lord. That's so bullshit. I can't shift it. I hate that. That makes... Fuck. Triple expansion. Can I reduce them to get... Yes. They had... Oh no, they had 1287 kilometer range. Okay, okay. Did I fuck that up on the Smiths? No, I didn't. Okay. Speed, yada yada yada. 8 to 12 inch, 22 3-inch guns, 11 per side. 3 pounder, 21-inch torpedo tubes, 2 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, so I can place it here, but not here. I have to place it down there. 11. Let's just fucking put them up here. I'm so close. Okay. Then Barbettes. It's gonna be crap. Level of crap, I don't know. I'm just going to cheat. Give it the best crap I can. Everything is going below this ship, so. And everything that isn't will not be able to be hit. So let's do the nose fuse. 18-inch. Silence. Okay. There were 1.9-inch and 1.5-inch, but we don't have any room for those. Specifications should. Armor on the South Carolina class was described by Navy author Siegfried Breyer as remarkably progressive, despite deficiencies in horizontal and underwater protection. The belt was thicker over the magazines. Deficiencies in horizontal and underwater protection. Okay. Deficiency in underwater protection. There we go. I don't like it. The belt was thicker over the magazines, 12 to 10 inches, than over the propulsion, 10 to 11 inches, so let's make that 12. And in front of the 4 magazines, 10 to 8 inches. The casemates were also protected with 10 to 8 inches of armor. The casemates were also protected with 10 to 8 inches of armor? What the fuck? The hell? You can't do that. Main battery, 8.45 caliber. That's 35, 30, 25, 53, 52, 51, 50, 50, 49, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45. There we go. And then everything else was probably 50, so let's just get that up there. Yes, the 3 inches were 50 caliber. The turrets and conning tower had the heaviest armor, 12. 12 face side roof, 2.5. The barbettes were protected with 10 inches of armor. The casemates were also protected, while the deck armor varied from 2.5 to 1 inches. And then some guns have poor sectors of fire. Yeah, it's probably these. No? It's gonna be one of these, and there's nothing that I can do about it. Jesus. Too much space now. You, my friend, are definitely going to get a refit later on in life. Oh shit. Copy. South Carolina class. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now we can go throughout now. Now we can finally go on turn of the century in style. I am going to... Whoops. We're at like 5 hours now. So I am going to name these things, build them, all that good stuff. And then I'll see you guys in the next episode. This was a pretty frustrating episode. Just one class. This frickin' Pittsburgh class. And this Memphis class. Excuse me, the motherfuckers. Anyway, South Carolina, build ship 1-2. Status. Status. Under construction, and there we go. Wow, and we have the capacity to build all of that. Okay, that's amazing. See you later.